which was open and visible?
Yes.
And you would agree, and I just want to make sure we're clear. Now, this individual was wearing a bright shirt. Is that right?
Yes, either orange or red. Yes.
But it was a shirt. Is that correct?
Hoodie, shirt, sweatshirt.
We have to be specific. Was it a hoodie or a shirt, or you don't know?
If you're asking me, I would say it was a hoodie.
Your Honor, I would move to introduce Defense Exhibit 20, minute mark 1355 through 1402.
On what grounds, Mr. Cruz?
Prior inconsistent statement.
All right, Mr. Bolton, or Mr. Almanchili, any objection?
Again, Your Honor, I don't know that there's been anything inconsistent today.
If you'll speak into that microphone, Mr. Bolton.
Sorry, Your Honor. I don't know that the proper foundation has been laid once again, so I would object.
I'm going to sustain that objection. The proper foundation needs to be laid.
Judge, I have a motion outside the presence of the jury.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll go into the jury room, and please don't talk about the case. Thank you. You all may be seated. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I am again moving for a mistrial. We can't impeach witnesses. We can't argue consent. The state can present things that we can't present. We can't rebut allegations in their indictment. We are requesting a mistrial. This is not fair. This trial has been worse than practicing in communist Russia. He doesn't stand a chance in this courtroom, Your Honor. The witness made a prior statement. We played the recording for the court. The witness made a prior statement. He was wearing like an orange-colored shirt, orange or red, something bright. That is a quote. We played the recording. The Honorable Court was able to hear that recording. Her testimony here today was that he was wearing a hoodie. This is important because the state wants to make all the people that were seen in the neighborhood Mr. Faust. The person that they brought the first witness in for said, oh, he had a jacket. So, of course, they want her to say, oh, he had on a hoodie. It's an inconsistent statement. We are handcuffed, Your Honor. We are asking for a mistrial in this case.
Thank you. Mr. Bolton, do you care to respond before I make a response?
Your Honor, Mr. Cruz has failed to make the proper foundation for a prior inconsistent statement. He has not asked the witness a question that the witness then denied. And so it's just not a proper foundation. So that's the basis of the state's objection. As to his motion, I don't necessarily think I have to make a response.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bolton. So, Mr. Cruz, the first thing I want to say, and we are outside the presence of the jury, is that it is unfortunate that your constant comments about the unfairness of this trial it's very unfortunate. You know, it is outside the presence of the jury, but it is not appropriate to continually just argue to the court that things are unfair and that somehow the defense is handcuffed because of the court's rulings. As I stated before, the court endeavors in every respect to make rulings based on law. So that's the first thing. And, you know, having a slight tantrum every time you get a ruling that you don't agree with is really not appropriate. And I'm going to ask you to consider that moving forward. The second thing is the state is correct, Mr. Cruz, in terms of the procedure to request to admit an inconsistent statement, and you have not done it properly. I will say for the record in this particular moment that your question was not the appropriate question to ask to recognize an inconsistent statement. It was kind of a trick question of sorts. You asked her to describe that particular piece of clothing, and her response was, I would say it was a hoodie, as if there was sort of the question allowed this witness, at least in my impression, to sort of pick, was it sort of a shirt or was it a hoodie? And the testimony, as I heard it, was that she elected to sort of describe it as a hoodie. If you would like to make an argument that that in and of itself is what the law says is an inconsistent statement under the evidence code, then I will hear it. But if not, I'm going to sustain the objection and ask you to move on, sir. You may be heard, yes. And then I'll talk about the mistrial in just a moment, but go ahead.
If the report has the statute, just save me a little time. I'm pulling up the statute now, if that's okay. But if you have it readily available.
Well, I mean, Mr. Cruz, I'm not going to advise you on the law. And I think you need to be here prepared to argue it.
I just said if you had a copy of the statute, I was just trying to save them before some time, but I'll pull it up here. This is OCGA. The statute is OCGA 24-6-613. Prior statement of witness is the title of that section. Under subsection A, the law provides, in examining a witness concerning a prior statement made by the witness, whether written or not, the statement need not be shown nor its contents disclosed to the witness at the time. Provided, however, upon request, the same shall be shown or disclosed to opposing counsel. Your Honor, in this case, I went above and beyond. I actually chose to refresh her recollection as opposed to impeaching her when we were talking about her statement. She heard the entire statement. I told opposing counsel, this is what I have. They heard the entire statement. Subsection B provides, except as provided in Code Section 24-806, extrinsic evidence of a prior inconsistent statement by a witness shall not be admissible unless, first, the witness is first afforded an opportunity to explain or deny the prior inconsistent statement, which we did. I said, Your Honor, this is a quote. I read the statement as a quote. She said it was a hoodie. I confronted her with the statement, gave her opportunity. She still chose to say this was a hoodie. Second, and the opposite party is afforded an opportunity to interrogate the witness on the prior inconsistent statement. The state will have opportunity to examine her on the prior inconsistent statement.
Mr. Cruz, what is the statement you're saying is inconsistent with this witness's testimony?
Sure.
I think that's part of what the state was endeavoring to argue. So what is it?
So the written question that I asked, the individual that she saw walking, did she state he was wearing like an orange-colored shirt? She said that he was wearing a hoodie.
Well, that wasn't the question you asked, Mr. Cruz. The question you asked gave her an option to sort of describe what she meant. And you said something to the effect of, was it like a hoodie or a shirt? And she opined it was like, I'll say, a hoodie. I'm not sure that's an inconsistent statement, but I will let you question this witness again with specific questions if you would like to elicit the proper information for the court. I will let you question her right now out of the presence of the jury, and we can go from there.
Sure. In your prior statement in law enforcement, did you state he was wearing like an orange-colored shirt, orange or red, something bright?
Yes.
We can bring the jury back in. That's it.
All right. And, Mr. Cruz, I want to comment on your motion for mistrial.
Sure.
I'm going to deny that motion. The granting of a mistrial by the court is a very, of course, as you are well aware, extreme option. And it is done in very limited circumstances where the matters that have been presented in court are of such a prejudicial matter, such a prejudicial level, that the defendant cannot receive a fair trial. And with regard to your motion, you have not sufficiently shown this court that that exists. And so I'm going to deny your motion. All right. Can you bring the jury in, please? Thank you.